Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates. In this video I wanted to talk about my full thoughts on the campaign in Star Wars Battlefront 2, now that my full playthrough of it is out on my channel. Before I get into the video, I just wanted to quickly mention that TeePublic are having sort of a Black Weekend or Black Friday sale right now on all my merchandise, which means everything from pillows to hoodies to t-shirts. So if you're interested in any of that and want to support the channel at the same time, you can find a link in the description below. So now over to the actual campaign, and obviously this video will contain a lot of spoilers, so if you haven't played the campaign and don't want to get spoiled, well, stop watching right now. So one of the big things that I think a lot of people want to discuss is obviously Aiden's defection to the rebels. And something I want to clarify here is that the actual defection per se, I completely understand, because Operation Cinder was just plain stupid, and Palpatine's plan wasn't to destroy the rebels, but he wanted to destroy the Empire and the rebels if he died. So this plan did not benefit the Empire really, which is why I understand that some people defected. But the main issue here is that they completely promoted this entire campaign as an Imperial-sided campaign. And then about, I don't know, a quarter into the campaign, you just turn just like that. And it was so underwhelming, and the first time I played it, I got really disappointed. And you got this, just the standard Star Wars story, we get all the heroes in there. Don't get me wrong, some of those missions were awesome, such as Shriv and Lando and Luke and Del. But just in general, having the same thing again was so disappointing, especially now that we actually did have Hask still on the Empire side, and who apparently survived. What if we would have gotten a couple of missions from Hask's side to see how the First Order actually rose, because now we just have like a 20 or 30 year jump and we don't really get to know how the First Order was started, which was the thing that I was really excited to see. And I just thought that was very disappointing and I don't know, kind of like a lost opportunity, because I don't think they're gonna do another similar campaign that will link into the movies but still be something new. Even if they would have just done a lot more missions with the Inferno Squad, that would have been fine, and maybe she would turn the last 20% of the campaign. I would still not be 100% happy with that, but it would have been a lot better than this, where they promote it as an Imperial campaign, but it's actually a Rebel campaign. In terms of the story and gameplay in general, gameplay was kind of very simple, I would say, but it wasn't really something that bothered me, because I didn't play this for some really exciting gameplay, but it was fun to just go around and shoot some AI troopers in the head, because it was good practice for multiplayer. And what I thought was the best of this entire campaign was probably the cutscenes, because they were so amazingly well done. And I think all the Imperial cutscenes again were the coolest ones, especially with Garrick Versio. He was fantastic. I don't remember the actor's name, but I just love this character in the game, and especially when we got to see things from the movie but from another perspective, such as when he's like, "Admiral Piet, you fool," and then the Death Star blows up and so on. Those things were really cool to see from another perspective compared to what we've seen before. And yes, the campaign was a little bit too short. There's no denying that. I would have liked at least maybe six hours. Now it's around like 4 or 5 maybe. I'm not, depends on how fast you play, obviously. I died a little bit too much because I was too impatient. But I mean, we do have the, I think it's, did they say 2 or 3 new chapters coming in the Last Jedi season? And I kind of want to include them in this review, although I can't, but I want to give you my thoughts on the full campaign after I play those, because to be fair, they released about less than a month after the full game. So although everyone's gonna review the campaign that came with the full game, I think it's still worth bringing up those extra missions, because they were obviously planned before the launch of the game, although they might not have been done yet. And I'm hoping we'll see more from Hask, the First Order, and whatever Project Resurrection is, and not just have Aiden killing First Order troopers and then it's done. But I want to get a little bit more of depth and knowing the things that we didn't know before, not just see the light side of things that we see in the movies all the time, but I just want to play a little bit more from the dark side, because that's what the campaign was supposed to be about. But something that did get me really excited was that I think it was Ryan Johnson, or maybe a writer on the Battlefront 2 campaign, who said that if you want to come in completely blind to the Last Jedi movie, you should not play the Last Jedi season single player missions before you watch the movie. So that shows that there's actually a direct link to the movie, which I think is really cool. And maybe if we're lucky, even that compass that Luke found during the campaign could show up in The Last Jedi, because that would be a really cool way to link the game together with the movies. So overall, I would say that I'm fairly happy with the campaign. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 out of 10, because of the facts I brought up in this video, that I really hope to see more Imperial stuff, and it was a little bit short, but the cinematics and everything around that was really well made. And I did enjoy it, there's no denying that. It was a lot of fun, although there was some disappointments in there. And I gotta say that one of the highlights of the campaign was definitely Shriv. I really hope Shriv will return, maybe in the Han Solo movie, who knows, or in the Last Jedi season missions. But I just thought it was a lot of fun, very well written, and a character that I think maybe got a little bit too little screen time compared to the other characters. But those were all my thoughts from the campaign. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.